Hey everyone! Welcome back to Speak English with Mishu. I'm Emily, and I'm so happy you're here with us again.
And I'm Liam. How's everyone doing today? Emily, how's your week been so far?
Pretty good, actually. I finally had some free time this week. And guess what? I started painting again after months. It felt so relaxing, like my brain finally got a break.
That's awesome. Hobbies really help us recharge. I spent my weekend playing football with some old friends. It reminded me how much I missed being outdoors.
Exactly. That's why today we're talking about hobbies and free time, how to talk about them in English, and why they matter so much for a happy, balanced life.
Yes, because knowing how to talk about your hobbies can make conversations so much easier. Whether it's meeting new people, talking to classmates, or even in job interviews, hobbies help us connect.
So if you've ever struggled to explain what you do in your free time, stay with us. We'll not only teach you useful phrases and vocabulary, but also how to express yourself naturally like a fluent speaker.
Get ready to discover how talking about your hobbies can make your English and your confidence shine. Let's dive in. So, Emily, let's start with a simple question. Why do you think talking about hobbies is such an important topic when learning English?
That's a great question, Liam. You see, hobbies are something everyone has, or at least something everyone wants to have. When you talk about your hobbies, you're not just practicing English words, you're sharing a piece of your life, your personality, and your passion.
Exactly. It's one of the easiest ways to make small talk. Imagine you're meeting someone new, maybe a classmate or a colleague. The moment you say, I love reading mystery books, or I enjoy cooking in my free time, the conversation instantly becomes friendly and interesting.
Yes, and here's the best part. Talking about hobbies helps you feel natural when speaking English. You don't have to memorize boring textbook sentences. You can just talk about what you actually love doing.
Plus, it's a great way to practice different tenses. For example, you can say, I like swimming. I started learning guitar last year. Or, I'm planning to join a photography class.
Nice examples, Liam. And when you share your free time activities, it often opens doors to deeper conversations. Someone might say, Oh, really? I love photography too. And just like that, you've made a new friend using English.
So true. Today's topic isn't just about English speaking, it's about connection. It's about using English to express who you are and to connect with people from around the world.
Beautifully said, Liam. All right, listeners, in the next part, we'll talk about some real life problems English learners face when trying to talk about their hobbies. Don't mess it. You know, Liam, I've noticed something interesting. Many English learners have hobbies, but when you ask them, what do you like to do in your free time? They freeze. They pause, smile nervously, and say something like, nothing special.
Haha, yes, I've seen that too. It's not because they don't have hobbies, it's because they're not confident in how to express them in English.
Exactly. Sometimes learners know the activity in their native language, but not in English. For example, someone might love gardening or sketching, but they can't find the right words to describe it.
Or they think their hobbies are too simple, like they might say, oh, I just watch movies, or I just cook. But hey, those are great hobbies. It's all about how you talk about them.
Right. You can make even a simple hobby sound interesting. For example, instead of saying, I watch movies, you could say, I love watching mystery movies because they keep me guessing until the end.
That sounds so much better. Another problem is that people often worry about grammar. They start thinking, should I say I like to read or I like reading? And while they're overthinking, the moment passes.
Oh, yes, that's so common. The truth is, fluency comes from practice, not perfection. You just need to start talking, even if you make small mistakes.
Exactly. Mistakes are part of the journey. The key is just to keep expressing yourself. English is not just about grammar. It's about sharing ideas, emotions, and experiences.
Beautifully said, Liam. So, in the next part, we'll explore the real reasons behind this fear, why learners hesitate to talk about hobbies even when they know the words.
Emily, it's funny how something as simple as talking about hobbies can feel so hard for learners. But there are actually deep reasons behind it, right?
Absolutely, Liam. Let's start with the emotional side. Many learners feel shy or afraid of being judged. They think, what if my hobby sounds boring? Or what if I pronounce something wrong? That fear creates hesitation.
Yes, it's like that little voice in your head saying, don't talk too much, you might make a mistake. And because of that fear, learners stay quiet even when they have interesting things to share.
Exactly. But here's the truth. No one cares if your grammar is perfect. People care about your energy and your enthusiasm. When you talk about something you love, your eyes shine, your voice becomes lively, and that's what connects people.
Well said. Now, let's look at the logical side, the practical reason. Many learners just don't have enough vocabulary to describe their hobbies properly. They might know words like music or games, but not phrases like, I'm into photography, or I enjoy playing the guitar in my spare time.
Yes, and without those small expressions, it's hard to sound natural. Learners sometimes translate directly from their native language, which can make sentences sound a bit unnatural in English.
That's why we always say, learn phrases, not just words. Phrases are what make your English smooth and conversational.
Right. And there's another reason too. Lifestyle. Many people feel like they don't even have hobbies because they're too busy with work or studies. So when someone asks, what do you do in your free time? They honestly don't know what to say.
True, but even small things like listening to music, walking, or cooking your favorite meal count as hobbies. You don't have to do something big or expensive.
Exactly. It's all about finding joy in simple activities and learning how to express that joy in English. And don't worry, we're going to teach you exactly how to do that.
Perfect. Coming up next, we'll start exploring the first solution, how to confidently talk about your hobbies in English using simple, natural sentences.
All right, let's get practical. The first step to talking about your hobbies confidently is to keep it simple. You don't need fancy words. Just start with easy, natural sentences like I like, or I love, or I enjoy.
Yes. For example, you can say, I love reading books. I like listening to music. Or, I enjoy playing badminton. These are short, clear, and sound very natural in daily conversations.
Exactly. Once you feel comfortable, you can add more details to make it interesting. For example, instead of just saying, I like cooking, you can say, I like cooking new dishes on weekends. It helps me relax after a long week.
That's a great point. Adding a reason or feeling makes your sentence come alive. Like, I enjoy watching movies because they help me escape from reality for a while.
Yes, it's not only good for speaking practice, it also helps the listener understand more about you. They can feel your emotion behind the words.
Another useful trick is to use the phrase, I'm into. It sounds very natural and fluent. For example, I'm into photography, or I'm really into playing the guitar these days.
Ooh, that's a great one. I'm into is perfect when you want to sound like a native speaker. You can also say, I spend a lot of time. For example, I spend a lot of time drawing portraits in my free time.
Exactly. And one more helpful phrase is, in my free time, I usually. You can say, In my free time, I usually go jogging, or in my free time, I watch travel vlogs.
See, it's all about starting small, using simple patterns, and then slowly building confidence. The more you talk, the more natural it becomes.
So, listeners, your first step is this. Pick one hobby you love and describe it in two simple sentences using I like, I enjoy, or I'm into. Just say it out loud to yourself.
Beautiful. And don't worry about mistakes. Every time you speak, you're getting stronger.
Exactly. Coming up next, we'll go deeper and learn how to make your answers sound interesting and engaging, not just correct. So, Emily, we've talked about how to start talking about hobbies. Now, let's make it more fun. How do we make hobby conversations sound natural and interesting, like real English speakers?
Good question. The secret is details and emotions. When you talk about your hobbies, don't just say what you do, say why you love it, how it makes you feel, or when you usually do it. That's how you make it real.
Exactly. For example, instead of saying, I like music, try, I love listening to soft music in the evening. It helps me relax and forget all the stress of the day. See how much warmer that sounds?
Yes, adding that emotional touch helps you connect with the listener. You can also include personal stories. Like, I started painting during lockdown, and now it's my favorite way to express my feelings.
That's a perfect example. It shows growth, emotion, and personality, all in one sentence. Another great trick is to ask questions during the conversation. For example, I love cooking. What about you? Do you like cooking too?
Oh, yes, that keeps the conversation going. It makes it two-sided instead of a monologue. Remember, good speaking is not about showing off your English, it's about connecting with others.
Exactly. And you can also use adjectives to make your hobby sound vivid, like, I love playing exciting video games, or I enjoy reading inspiring self help books. Those small words make a big difference.
Yes, adjectives add color to your sentences. It's like painting with words. And when you describe your feelings, such as it makes me happy, it helps me calm down, or it gives me energy, you sound more genuine and fluent.
Well said, Emily. So, listeners, here's your next action step. Choose one hobby and describe it with three things: what you do, why you do it, and how it makes you feel.
Beautiful exercise. And don't forget, the more emotion you show, the more confident and fluent you'll sound.
Exactly. Coming up next, we'll take it even further: how to keep your conversation flowing smoothly when someone asks you about your hobbies.
All right, Liam, now let's help our listeners take their hobby conversations to the next level. How to keep the conversation going once it starts. Because sometimes learners answer too quickly and the talk ends right there.
Yes, like when someone asks, what do you do in your free time? And you just say, I like reading, then silence. That's it. The key is to extend your answer, add more information, or even ask a question back.
Exactly. Let's show an example. If someone says, what do you like to do in your free time? Instead of saying only, I like cooking, you can say, I like cooking. I especially enjoy trying new recipes on weekends. What about you?
Perfect. That keeps the conversation alive. You're giving details and inviting the other person to share. It feels natural and friendly.
Yes, and you can also use connecting phrases like, for example, actually, to be honest, or these days. They help your sentences flow better. For example, these days, I'm really into watching travel videos. They inspire me to see new places.
That's a great one. I like to say, to be honest, I didn't used to enjoy reading, but now I love it. It shows your personality and even a little story.
I love that, Liam. It shows change and emotion, two powerful things in conversation. You can also link hobbies to other topics. For instance, if you like photography, you can talk about travel or creativity.
Right. That way, one topic leads to another, and your English practice lasts longer. Remember, good conversations aren't short. They flow naturally, like a river.
Beautiful metaphor. And don't forget to listen too. When the other person shares their hobby, show interest. You can say things like, wow, that sounds fun. Or, really? How long have you been doing that?
Exactly. That makes people feel heard and respected, and it gives you more chances to practice listening in English too.
So, listeners, your practice task now, think of one hobby and make a mini conversation around it. Try to include follow up questions and connecting words.
Yes, and don't worry if it feels slow at first. The more you do it, the smoother it gets. Coming up next, we'll share one more powerful way to talk about your hobbies by telling short, real-life stories. You know, Emily, storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to talk about your hobbies. When you turn your answer into a short story, people listen more closely and feel connected to you.
That's so true, Liam. People love stories. It's how we remember things. Instead of just saying, I like painting, you can say, I started painting 2 years ago when I was feeling stressed. One day, I picked up a brush and felt calm again. Now I paint almost every weekend.
That's beautiful. It shows when, why, and how your hobby became important to you. It also makes your English sound emotional and real, not robotic.
Exactly. Here's another one. I enjoy running in the morning. It all began when my friend invited me for a short jog, and now I can't start my day without it. See how natural and engaging that sounds?
Yes, it's short but meaningful. Storytelling helps you organize your thoughts and express emotions. You can even use time words like first, then, after that, now, or these days to make your story flow.
That's a great tip, Liam. Let's give our listeners a simple formula for storytelling. Step 1, how it started. Step 2, why you enjoy it. Step 3, how it makes you feel now.
Perfect. Let's try one together. For example, I started learning guitar during high school. At first, it was really hard, but I kept practicing every day. Now, when I play, it feels like all my stress disappears.
That's such a great example, Liam. You used emotion, growth, and time order all in one story.
Thank you. So, listeners, try to turn your hobby into a three-line story using that formula. It's a fun way to practice both grammar and fluency.
Exactly. And remember, your story doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. That's what makes it powerful.
Beautifully said, Emily. Now that we've shared ways to express hobbies naturally, let's talk about something every learner faces, the obstacles. What stops people from actually speaking up about their hobbies?
You know, Liam, even after learning all these tips, many people still hesitate to speak. They think, what if my accent sounds funny? Or what if I forget a word in the middle? That fear stops them from practicing.
Yes, and that's totally normal. Everyone feels nervous at first, even native speakers when they talk in front of new people. The important thing is to speak anyway. Confidence doesn't come before speaking. It comes after you start speaking.
Exactly. It's like swimming. You can't learn by reading about it. You learn by jumping in the water. The same goes for speaking English. You get better by doing it, not by waiting to be perfect.
Well said. Another obstacle is overthinking grammar. Learners worry too much about small mistakes. But honestly, people care more about your message than your grammar.
Yes! If you say, I like to play footballs, instead of I like to play football, no one will laugh. They'll still understand you. The goal is communication, not perfection.
Exactly. And here's another big one, shyness. Some people feel like their hobbies are not interesting enough to talk about. But trust me, even the simplest hobby can be inspiring if you speak with passion.
Absolutely. You can make anything sound interesting when you share it with energy. For example, I enjoy cleaning my room while listening to music. It makes me feel peaceful. That's simple, but it's real.
I love that. The more honest and personal you are, the more people connect with you. And remember, confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Yes. So don't wait for someday. Start today. Even if you speak to yourself in front of a mirror or record your voice, you're already improving.
Exactly. Every time you speak English, even for 1 minute, you're training your brain to think faster and express better.
That's right, Liam. So, in the next part, let's make it fun. We'll do a short role play conversation between us, showing how to naturally talk about hobbies in English. All right, Liam, let's show our listeners a real example of a hobby conversation. Imagine we just met at a cafe. You start.
Okay. Hi, Emily. How's it going? What do you like to do in your free time?
Oh, hi, Liam. I love painting. I usually paint in the evenings because it helps me relax after work. What about you?
That sounds amazing. I'm really into playing football. I play every weekend with my friends. It keeps me active and happy.
Wow, that's so cool. Do you play in a team or just for fun?
Just for fun, but sometimes we organize small matches with neighbors. It's really exciting. By the way, how long have you been painting?
I started about 2 years ago during lockdown. At first, it was just a hobby to pass time, but now I love it. I even tried making my own small art gallery at home.
Wow, that's inspiring. I think I should try painting too. It sounds so relaxing.
Absolutely. It's never too late to start. And the best part, you can combine hobbies with other things like photography, music, or even cooking.
Exactly. See, listeners, this is how a hobby conversation flows naturally. Ask questions, share experiences, and show excitement. That's how you keep it alive and interesting.
Yes, try practicing this with your friends, family, or even by yourself in front of a mirror. Role play helps you feel more confident in real situations.
Right. And remember, the goal isn't perfect English, it's to connect, share, and enjoy the conversation.
Perfect! In the next part, we'll focus on some useful vocabulary and phrases from today's episode so you can speak even more confidently. All right, listeners, now it's time to learn some useful words and phrases that will make talking about hobbies much easier and more natural. Liam, want to start?
Sure. First one. I'm into. This means you really enjoy something. For example, I'm into photography these days.
Perfect. Second, in my free time, I usually. This is a great way to talk about regular hobbies. For example, in my free time, I usually go jogging or watch movies.
Third, I enjoy. Very simple and natural. For example, I enjoy cooking new dishes on weekends.
Fourth, it helps me. You can explain why you like your hobby. For example, painting helps me relax after a busy day.
Fifth, I started. This is great to tell when you began a hobby. Example, I started learning guitar last year.
Sixth, these days, I'm really into perfect for talking about current hobbies. Example, these days, I'm really into reading mystery novels.
Seventh, I spend a lot of time. This helps show dedication. Example, I spend a lot of time drawing in my free time.
Exactly. And here's a bonus tip. Try combining these phrases with emotions, like, I'm into photography because it makes me feel creative, or I enjoy cooking because it relaxes me. It makes your English sound natural and fluent.
Yes. So listeners, take these phrases, pick one hobby, and make 3 to 4 sentences using them. Speak out loud and notice how much more confident you feel.
Perfect. And don't forget, the more you use these phrases, the more natural they will become in your everyday English conversations.
Exactly. And in our final part, we'll wrap everything up with a motivational recap and a warm call to action.
Wow, Liam, we've covered so much today, from starting small with I like to making conversations lively with stories, asking questions, and adding emotions. I hope our listeners feel inspired to talk about their hobbies in English.
Absolutely. Remember, it's not about perfect grammar or fancy words. It's about sharing your passions, showing enthusiasm, and connecting with people. That's the real power of English.
Yes. So here's a quick recap for our listeners. 1. Start with simple phrases. I like, I enjoy, I'm into. 2. Add details. Why you love it, how it makes you feel. 3. Keep the conversation flowing with questions and connecting words. 4. Use short stories to make your hobby come alive. 5. Overcome fear. Speak even if it's not perfect.
Exactly. And don't forget the vocabulary we shared today. Phrases like, in my free time, I started, these days, I'm really into. Practice them every day.
Remember, listeners, hobbies are not just fun, they're bridges to connect with people, build confidence, and express yourself in English. Every small step you take makes a big difference.
Yes. So here's our challenge for you. Pick one hobby, make a short story using today's phrases, and share it with a friend, or even record yourself. You'll notice your confidence growing immediately.
And if you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave a comment telling us your favorite hobby. We love hearing from you.
Exactly. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every minute you spend sharing your hobbies in English is a step closer to fluency.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay curious, stay motivated, and most importantly, have fun with your hobbies. See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing, and remember, your hobbies make your English life more colorful and exciting.